Mr. Dolgov, could you comment on the results of your trip to the United Kingdom?
Well, it was a very interesting trip. Not my first visit to London, actually my second visit in this capacity as the Russian Special Envoy on Human Rights, Democracy and Rule of Law. Quite an intensive program. I started with a meeting in the Houses of Parliament with the chairman of the committee, of the Joint Committee on Human Rights. Was a very interesting discussion about the activities of this committee. He told me that the committee focuses on, I would say, filtering and censoring the activities of the government in the field of human rights. We also discussed various issues, topical issues in this field, many of which are in this way or that common both to the United Kingdom and to the Russian Federation. We also discussed the possibilities and opportunities for an even closer dialogue and cooperation between the parliaments of the two countries. I think it's a very important dimension of our bilateral relationship, and definitely it would be useful to continue and enhance this dialogue also in the humanitarian field. I'm sure that my colleagues in Moscow, in the Russian parliament, in the Duma, share this view. Then I had also a very long and heated discussion, I would say, at Chatham House. I was invited as a keynote speaker on the Russian foreign policy, the rule of law and human rights dimensions of the Russian foreign policy. The audience encompassed rather illustrious persons from the non-governmental sector of the United Kingdom. There were representatives of various prominent NGOs, universities, and even several members of the House of Lords and the British Parliament also were present. We discussed various issues. I was asked a number of questions about the situation with human rights in the Russian Federation. Also, I had an opportunity to comment on various topical pressing issues in the field of human rights in Europe, in the United Kingdom, in Europe, and at the international level in general. I would say that discussion was constructive. It was positive, and there has been some criticism of the situation with human rights in the Russian Federation, but I stress that we do not shy away from a constructive and mutually, I would say, positive and polite dialogue with our partners, but also made it clear that there are issues, paramount issues, outstanding issues in the field of human rights, which are common, which are transborder, which are common to our countries, and which necessitate an even closer cooperation between Russia and the United Kingdom, and international cooperation in general, in different international and multilateral fora. And I think there has been a common understanding of this. And of course, I had discussions at the Foreign Office with my counterparts from the Departments of Human Rights and Department of Europe, European Affairs. Also, a number of important issues have been discussed. I raised in particular the issue of the rights, the need to ensure, adequately ensure the legitimate rights and interests of the Russian-speaking population in Latvia and Estonia. The situation there is totally unsatisfactory, and I appealed on our British colleagues to do more bilaterally and in the European Union, inside the European Union, on the part of the European Union, to encourage the governments of those countries to rectify the situation and to take into account various numerous international recommendations. Also, I stress that a number of other topics merit a more thorough consideration. Among them, definitely, the rise of xenophobia, of racial discrimination, hate speech, and of course the rise of neo-Nazism in Europe. Those are very preoccupying and dangerous trends, and I stressed the need for the United Kingdom, for other European countries, EU members, the EU as a union, to do more to check those and reverse, hopefully, those negative trends. We also discussed the prospects for a more pragmatic and more practical cooperation between the two countries in different multilateral fora on the issues of human rights. I also answered a number of questions, obviously, about the situation in with human rights in Russia, and also I posed a number of questions, asked a number of questions about the human rights situation in the United Kingdom. And as we know, there are certain problems, there are certain issues which grasped the attention of the British society. And of course, I express my condolences with the terrorist act which happened some time ago in Woolwich in London, and also made it clear that it was not an isolated, unfortunately, episode. It was a reflection of those negative trends, growing problems, accumulating problems in the domain of inter-ethnic relations, in the field of immigration. Those issues definitely need a more thorough, probably, attention on the part of the British society and especially British government. So I would say that discussions were rather frank, candid, but partners-like. Thank you.
Thank you.